Friends, today we have decided to be completely honest with you. Watch this review of climate events from the past week, and you will understand the real reason why we are making these episodes. United States. On May 30th, a tornado of at least EF2 intensity suddenly struck Washington County in the state of Kentucky. That day, no severe thunderstorms or especially tornadoes had been forecast. The warning about the approaching twister was issued just minutes before impact. The vortex easily flipped vehicles and uprooted trees. A significant number of homes were damaged, and 2 buildings were completely destroyed. As a result of the storm, 1 person lost their life, and 7 others were injured. On the evening of May 28th, a powerful supercell thunderstorm hit Austin, the capital of Texas, causing significant damage. In just half an hour, up to 80 millimeters of rain fell on the city, overloading the drainage system and triggering rapid flash floods. 1 person was swept away by the floodwaters and unfortunately could not be saved. According to experts, the storm triggered a microburst that left a massive trail of destruction in central Austin, measuring 16 kilometers long and approximately 3 kilometers wide. Winds with gusts reaching up to 130 kilometers per hour knocked down trees and tore roofs off homes in Hyde Park, a historic district of the city. More than 72,000 customers lost power. Strong gusts also shattered windows and warped entrance doors at Austin Bergstrom International Airport. On June 1st, a powerful storm with intense winds, torrential rain, and large hailstones up to 7 centimeters in diameter struck the densely populated Dallas-Fort Worth area in North Texas. The city of Everman suffered especially severe damage from massive hailstones, which shattered car windows and damaged residential rooftops. At a park near Benbrook Lake, lightning struck a shelter where people were taking refuge from the rain. 14 people were injured. 2 of them lost consciousness and were hospitalized, while the others received medical attention on site. Canada. Canada is facing one of the most severe wildfire seasons in recent years. Mass evacuations began simultaneously in 3 provinces, with more than 26,000 people forced to leave their homes. In the province of Manitoba, wildfires have affected an area nearly 3 times larger than the 5-year average. Evacuees are being housed in overcrowded hotels, where space is limited. Many people are sleeping on cots and inflatable mattresses. Several remote indigenous communities were trapped by the flames without sufficient resources. Residents attempted to hold back the fire using garden hoses and only 2 fire trucks. In the province of Saskatchewan, wildfires destroyed approximately 400 structures. Due to the unpredictable spread of the fire, firefighters were forced to retreat. In the city of La Ronge, the fire reached the airport grounds and damaged the base for water bomber aircraft used in aerial firefighting. In Alberta, 56 wildfires were reported, nearly half of which remain out of control. On screen as of June 3rd. Because of the difficulty accessing affected areas and the scale of the disaster, firefighters and aerial units from the United States joined the firefighting efforts. Smoke from the wildfires has deteriorated air quality not only in Canada, but also in U.S. states such as North Dakota, Minnesota, and Montana, where the air was deemed unhealthy. On June 1st, a massive smoke plume crossed the Atlantic Ocean and reached Europe. Switzerland. On May 28th, a catastrophic glacier collapse occurred in the Swiss canton of Valais. Approximately 3 million cubic meters of ice and rock tumbled into the Lötschental valley. As a result, the village of Blatten was almost entirely destroyed. The few houses that remained standing were flooded when a massive ice mass blocked the course of the Lonza River. Many residents lost virtually everything. Their homes, agricultural equipment, and businesses were wiped out. Only what people managed to grab during the emergency evacuation, which lasted just 90 minutes, could be saved. The warning sign of the approaching disaster was the abnormally rapid movement of the mountain mass. Domesticated animals were also evacuated from the danger zone. Hundreds of cows, sheep, and rabbits. Unfortunately, tragedy could not be avoided. According to experts, the area of the Tan Mata homestead, located on the outskirts of the village, was considered safe and was not included in the evacuation zone. However, it too was buried under the collapsing mass of debris. It is presumed that at the time of the glacier collapse, the farm owner was inside the barn with his animals. He has been missing ever since. Due to the high risk of further collapses and the significant volume of remaining ice, access to the disaster zone remains completely closed to both rescue teams and local residents, as well as tourists. Germany. On May 31st, the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany was hit by a powerful thunderstorm with torrential rain and hail. The city of Hückelhoven was particularly affected, where the sudden storm forced organizers to halt a carnival festival. The sky suddenly filled with dark clouds, strong winds arose, and within just a few minutes the festival grounds were flooded by the downpour. 11 people were injured by hailstones up to 3 centimeters in size, most suffering lacerations. Several attendees blamed the organizers for reacting too slowly to the approaching storm. However, the organizers denied these allegations. One of them explained that in over 20 years of working in the industry, they had never encountered such a swift and violent storm. It took them completely by surprise. Despite ongoing coordination with the German Meteorological Service, the hail warning came at the very last moment. The radars were unable to detect it in advance. The intense precipitation caused road flooding and mudslides in several areas. In some places, rainfall exceeded 60 liters per square meter in just a few hours. Throughout the day, more than 70,000 lightning strikes were recorded across the country. One lightning bolt struck an overhead contact line of a train near the city of Hückelhoven, bringing it to a halt right on a bridge. Around 160 passengers had to leave the train and walk along the tracks to reach the nearest station. Passengers unable to walk were evacuated using rollerboards. In the city of Essen, lightning struck a residential building, sparking a fire. Residents managed to evacuate in time, but the building was left uninhabitable. The fire completely destroyed the roof. In Aachen, due to the raging storm, a cycling race was cancelled. The event had been planned as a qualifying stage for the World Championship in Australia. Nigeria. A massive flood struck the city of Mokwa in Nigeria, following torrential rains that lasted through the night from May 29th to May 30th. The disaster has become one of the most devastating in the past 6 decades. According to official reports, more than 200 people have died and around 1,000 local residents are reported missing. The flooding caused colossal damage to the city. A total of 265 residential homes were completely destroyed, and 2 strategically important bridges were swept away by the raging waters. In the most heavily flooded areas, approximately 3,000 structures ended up submerged. More than 5,000 people, left homeless, are now in urgent need of immediate humanitarian aid. Eyewitnesses to the tragedy report that the water came suddenly and violently. It traveled from afar and caught people in their sleep. A powerful surge, more than 2 meters high, swept away everything in its path. According to rescuers, many of the deceased were carried away by the torrent into the Niger River. The National Emergency Management Agency has described the event as an unprecedented flood. However, the most alarming fact remains that the rainy season has yet to reach its peak. Egypt. On May 31st, a powerful storm struck Alexandria, the main port city in northern Egypt. Winds reaching speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, accompanied by thunderstorms and heavy hail, caused chaos throughout the city streets. The storm uprooted trees, knocked down streetlights and advertising structures, and spread panic among the population. The squall winds and hail pounding against windows forced cafe patrons to evacuate urgently. Streets were flooded and turned into raging rivers, forcing businesses to shut down and people to seek shelter from the elements. Part of the city was left without electricity. Traffic along coastal roads and in underground passages was temporarily suspended, and major intersections became clogged with congestion. In the El Rommel district, a residential building collapsed, while 2 more buildings sustained damage in the sporting district. Authorities stated that there were no casualties. However, according to local media, at least 2 people were injured when part of a building collapsed onto the car they were in. The administration of Alexandria University decided to postpone exams to ensure the safety of students. The storm also forced the temporary closure of Alexandria's seaports and brought all fishing activity to a complete halt. City authorities declared the highest level of emergency. For this time of year, such a powerful storm on Egypt's Mediterranean coast is an extremely rare and unprecedented event. Tornadoes. On May 28th, a tornado struck the city of Artik in Armenia, tearing roofs off several houses and uprooting trees. The storm was accompanied by heavy hail, which damaged fruit orchards and grain fields in the Shirak province. It is noted that tornadoes are rare in Armenia, and in the Shirak region such phenomena are virtually unheard of, as the area's typical climate conditions do not favor their formation. On May 29th, severe weather hit the island of Cyprus. Torrential rains, thunderstorms, and hail affected various districts. In the village of Kalo Chorio, located in the Larnaca region, residents witnessed a rare tornado for the area, which damaged several structures. On the same day, another unusual tornado struck the city of Gazi Pasha, located in the province of Antalya in Turkey. The vortex initially formed over the sea, but soon moved ashore, completely destroying around 70 greenhouses within minutes, tearing roofs from homes and toppling numerous trees and poles, temporarily blocking roads. Immediately after the tornado, the area was hit by heavy rain and hail, further worsening the situation. On May 30th, a massive tornado was observed in the skies above the Ukrainian city of Chernihiv. Fortunately, the funnel did not reach the ground, so destruction was avoided. What raises particular concern is the very appearance of a tornado in the northern regions of Ukraine, areas where such atmospheric events have rarely been recorded in the past, as conditions were considered unfavorable for their formation. In recent years, Europe has seen a rapid increase in the number of tornadoes. This growth has followed an exponential trend. The year 2024 became the most active tornado year in European history. Such a massive spike in tornado activity had never been recorded before. Today, we want to speak directly to our viewers. Do you hear what we are trying to convey to everyone watching this video? Do you understand why every episode repeats the same words? Record-breaking, the most powerful. This has never happened before. People were unprepared. In one country, the flood came so swiftly that even those accustomed to the rainy season didn't have time to escape. In another, there wasn't enough time to warn people about a powerful tornado, despite a well-functioning forecasting system. In a third region, the hailstones were so massive they caused serious injuries, leaving people with torn wounds. Many are already noticing what's happening, although perhaps they haven't yet grasped how serious these changes truly are. No matter where you live on this planet, it's important to realize no one is immune to the growing threat of climate disasters. And everything we're talking about here is not an attempt to scare you, as some commenters claim, but a sincere effort to warn so that no one is caught off guard at a critical moment. Many continue to live under the illusion of safety, hoping the disaster will pass them by simply because it hasn't hit them personally, yet. But for millions of people around the world, this is already a harsh reality. Their homes are destroyed, loved ones lost, and their future wiped out in an instant. The absence of climate catastrophes in your area does not mean they don't exist. It only means the threat hasn't reached you yet. Unfortunately, this yet is only a matter of time. Humanity still has a chance, and it's crucial that we don't miss it. That chance lies in the cutting-edge technological developments of the international scientific community, ALLATRA. One such technology has already proven its effectiveness in practice, showing a real decrease in both the intensity and frequency of natural disasters. If we start taking action now, we have a real opportunity to change the future.